So I want to talk to you guys about my top 10 favorite movies of all time. So what I want to do is I want to talk about my favorite movies and just to let you know what I want to tell you about my love with movies and my top 10 favorite movies. Now this is kind of an odd list. There's top 10 movies that don't make sense, but that like a lot of people don't have, but there are a lot that people do have. So I don't call it generic, but I wouldn't call it unique either. So let me pull it up on my phone. I wrote this song yesterday, so this might change. Sometimes it's the mood you're in, and I'm trying to think. So now, number 10 was a hard one. I was debating whether Blade Runner or Taxi Driver. I would have to go with Blade Runner because I'm a big sci-fi fan. At first, I didn't really get Blade Runner. I didn't hate it. I just didn't get it. But then I saw it again and again, and I loved it. And now it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a brilliant movie. If you haven't seen Blade Runner, you must. You must. Great visuals, great score. Taxi Driver is great too. Number 9 is Forrest Gump. This movie is like the best feel-good film. It's like inspirational. Tom Hanks is fantastic in it. Gary Sinise, Robin Wright. It's really quite good. So if you haven't seen Forrest Gump, please. And number 8 is Minority Report. Now, this is my first Steven Spielberg movie. I have 3 on here. Minority Report is way ahead of its time. It was in 2002. It's absolutely a brilliant movie. And if you haven't seen Minority Report, you must. It is a brilliant movie. It's one of the most underrated movies of all time. It should get a lot more praise. It's one of Tom Cruise's best movies. Colin Farrell's great. Max von Sydow, just really good. Sci-fi, great story. Number 7 is Jaws. Now, this is is a movie that got Spielberg on the map. Now, this movie is quite good, not because of the shark, because let's face it, the shark isn't exactly the scariest monster, but it's damn is it good. It's engaging. The characters are great. Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, they're all great. And I just love watching Jaws. I watch it like every few months. It's a great movie. I own it on Blu-ray. Number 7 is The Big Lebowski. Now this is my favorite comedy of all time. I just love this movie. It has like a message. It has meaning, and it has like incredibly funny jokes. And Jeff Bridges is just fantastic. John Goodman, you're better in a world of pain. Donnie, you're out of your element. Steve Buscemi, John Turturro, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Julianne Moore, Sam Elliott. If you haven't seen Big Lebowski, this is one of the greatest comedies of all time. It's fantastic. It's my favorite comedy. It's great. Number 6 is Shawshank. Wait. No. Number 6 is The Big Lebowski. Sorry about that. Number 5 is Shawshank Redemption. Now, when I first saw this movie back in a year ago, I felt like, I'm like, wow, this is a good film. I love what Frank Darabont did. Morgan Freeman, Tim Robbins, They're great together. The story's great. It's one of the most entertaining movies, and it's fantastic. It's really, really quite good. Uh, Number 4 is Goodfellas. This is my all-time favorite gangster film. I can't say it's better than The Godfather. The Godfather is a brilliant movie, but Goodfellas is a lot more entertaining to watch, and it's easier to get into more for people that aren't bigger film fans. But this is, if you're not a film fan and you haven't seen this, I'm like, why? This is like Arnold Scorsese. I love the style. I love the music. I love everything. Love the acting. Love the story. Love love that, like, Henry Hill to me has some redeeming qualities to him, even though he's a gangster. Ray Liotta, best performance ever from him. Robert De Niro, great. Joe Pesci, great. Lauren Baracco, great. I love what Martin Scorsese did. Great movie. Number 3 is Fight Club. David Fincher's Fight Club. Now, this is my favorite David Fincher film of all time. I love this movie. When I first saw this movie, it just got me excited. Love the soundtrack. Love the visual style. The visual style is dark and gritty, and I kind of relate to this in a weird way. And yeah, it's really quite good. Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, they're both fantastic in it. And bitch tits. What? And number 2. Okay, this is gonna be a weird choice. I mean, a lot of people love this movie, but no one has it as high up as me. Number 2 is Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, I went there. Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio. I love the dynamic between them. I love that, like, everybody's not an asshole, even though Frank Abagnale Jr. has flaws. He still doesn't come off as a bad asshole. This is one of Leonardo DiCaprio's best performances, and I just love him in it. And Tom Hanks is fantastic as always. He's probably my favorite actor of all time. And Christopher Walken's great. The style, the cinematography. Love what Spielberg did. I know this is going to sound weird because Steven Spielberg has directed so many great films, but you know what? This is my favorite Steven Spielberg film of all time. And you know what? It could have been my favorite movie of all time, but number 1 is, I'm not even the diehard Tim Burton fan, but number 1 is Ed Wood. I fucking love this movie. I fucking love Johnny Depp in it. It's his best fucking performance. This movie is just so fucking incredible. I just love him so goddamn much. Like, I love the visual style that Tim Burton did. I love the character of Ed Wood. I love the story. I love everything about it. So, yeah. Number one is Ed Wood. Tim Burton's Ed Wood. If you haven't seen this movie, you must. It's a fantastic movie. My favorite movie of all time. It really inspired me to do what I like doing and don't take shit from people all the time. So, number 1, Ed Wood. Okay, so those are my top 10 movies of all time. I have so many movies I love. Like, a lot of people have The Matrix. I love that movie. Look at my Blu-ray collection. Oh. See? These are my Blu-rays. See? Let's see. The Fugitive. This is one of my favorites. Indiana Jones. I mean, I can't mention Indiana Jones. What else? What else? Annie Hall is also one of my favorites. Godfather Part 2, The Shining, what else? The Wolf of Wall Street. I know it's recent, but it's really great. Total Recall, the original. Last Samurai is great. First Iron Man is one of my favorite movies of all time as well. Aliens. 12 Monkeys. Terry Gilliam's 12 Monkeys. It's really quite a unique loving film. You should too. Alright, like, subscribe, and yeah, I just wanted to get all passionate. As.